Hello, this is Deju22, and welcome to the WrestleMania III Preview show. Basically, it's just me announcing what matches are going to be at WrestleMania 3. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Now, as the event was being put together, as it was under development, and to an extent it is, but when it came to coming up with the matches, especially the main event matches, which there are 6 of them, or at least that's what we aspired to have, and 5 matches were made, which was great, but that left 1 undone. So initially, yours truly and the rest of the board of directors were scrambling as to what match we could put in there. But I'll let you know what match we put in there when we get to it. So we're going to go in chronological order here. Now, WrestleMania 3, as it was last year, it took the span of 6 days. In other words, it took the course of 6 days, which is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes my brain doesn't work properly, unfortunately, but then again, we're just ordinary people. Moving on. So yeah, it'll span 6 days. And before that, we have ourselves a pre-show match. We did not have this last year. And let me just go out of character for a moment to explain. Okay, last year we were on SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. But I didn't have the 2010 installment, which I would have used to make a Legends Battle Royal or something like that. So we didn't have it. But for this year, alright, now I'm back in character. Now for this year, we're going to have a Legends Battle Royal as the pre-show match. Basically, it'll feature 6 men we have seen in the past. Basically, we have guys that were a part of the company either last year or earlier this year that are no longer a part of our roster now. So yeah, you'll get to see 6 legends in the ring, and only one will come out on top and will win the top prize of $10,000. Now, as for day 1, I have the paper here, so hang on a second. Okay, there we go. So, unlike last year, we had we had 13 undercard matches. That was because I wanted to include every single one of, well, let me go out of character for this part. I wanted to use every single one of the creative wrestlers, and 13 were left out, so I had 13 undercard matches. This year, surprisingly, 3 people got left out, so we're only going to have 3 undercard matches, which is great, because then it just cuts down on how many matches we have overall. But, let's just get on with it. The first undercard match, and it will only take place in day 1. So yeah, the first and only undercard match for day 1 is Chuck Norris against Drew McIntyre in a last man standing match, and it will be for the International Championship. And the International Championship is just one of the several titles that I intend to vacate after WrestleMania 3. The reason being that I want to cut down on the number of championships by the time Season 4 comes around. So, yeah. Moving on. Now, for the main event of Day 1, it will be for the United States Championship, and it will be the champion, Kane, taking on John Cena. I know, it doesn't sound much like a match, but hey, that's what they went with. The board of directors chose John Cena to fight Kane. I don't know why, but they did, so we'll just have to roll with it. Okay, now we go to Day 2. And the only undercard match for Day 2 is Satoshi otherwise known as Ash Ketchum, taking on Tyson Kidd in an Iron Man match. No titles on the line, just a pure straight up match. It's just with Iron Man rules, and it's 10 minutes. So it's one of those whoever scores the most points at the end of 10 minutes wins type of matchup. For those of you who don't know. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The main event of Day 2 will be for the World Tag Team Championships, and it will be my guys, Mario and Digino of We 4, against Edge and Christian. We 4 are the champions. And as for Mario, it's going to be sad to see him go, being that he is going to retire after this, but someday we'll see him again, but until then, he's going to be retiring, so if we are successful, then we'll have to have either myself or MG Blue take over for the World Tag Team Championships, but yeah, that's going to be the main event of Day 2. Okay, let me just reposition the thing. Okay, here we go. Now, moving on to Day 3, and the last undercard match, and the only one for Day 3 is going to be Barack Obama taking on Mason Ryan. Another straight up match. So yeah, Chuck Norris, Satoshi, and Obama, all three of those guys, as well as their opponents, are not coming back for next season. So yeah, we're gonna miss them, but hey, Norris, Satoshi, and Obama all wanted to retire, so they're going to retire. And they're not coming back. Okay. And as for the main event of Day 3, it will be for the Women's World Championship, and it will be the champion, Colette, taking on Rebecca Black, taking on Eve Torres, and for the fourth opponent, Kelly. So it's going to be a fatal four-way match. As for the rules of the match, I have yet to determine whether it's elimination style or if it's one fall to a finish. But in any case, it's going to be difficult for Colette to defend that championship. But you know what? I mean, she did it once before. I don't see why she couldn't do it again. This time with, 3 opponents instead of 2. Okay, now at this point, we've reached Day 4, and we're out of undercard matches, so from here on out, we're only going to have main event matches from Day 4 onwards. So Day 4's main event will be for both the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, and it will feature the World Champion, Nufi Banga, the Intercontinental Champion, The Phenom, The Undertaker, and their opponent, the World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry. So it's going to be a 3-way match. Now, it depends on the rules. If it's elimination style, whoever finishes in second, or the runner-up, becomes the Intercontinental Champion, and the winner becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. But if it's one of those, if it's one fall to a finish, then whoever gets the win gets the World Championship. Whoever gets pinned gets nothing. And then the other person becomes the Intercontinental Champion. The one who doesn't get pinned or is not forced to submit but lost anyway. So yeah, that person gets to be the Intercontinental Champion. But no matter what happens, The Undertaker is announcing his retirement after this match. So it's going to be sad without The Undertaker, but hey, someday we'll see him again. Let me go out of character for just a little bit again, okay? Okay, in all actuality, in WWE 13, well, you know what? I shouldn't spoil it for you guys, but unless you have the game, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, I will not spoil it for you. Alright, back in character now. Okay, now for Day 5 is the impromptu match that, myself and the rest of the board of directors came up with. And you know what? I might as well tell you as far as Undertaker, as far as what this match means. Alright, I'm just going to go out of character to explain this. Now, as far as The Undertaker is concerned, yes, we do get to see him again. It's just that he's retiring in 2013. But the thing about WWE 13 is that we have, not only do we get to, unlike WWE 12 and unlike the game before that, it was the roster was divided by brands, or as I call them, conferences. But it does away with that in WWE 13. Instead of that, we have timelines. We have the year 2013, which is today, and then we have the year 1998, and we're going to have The Undertaker of 1998 wrestling in 1998. I mean, there is an Undertaker of today, but I've decided to retire him because he hardly ever wrestles nowadays. In fact, he's only going to wrestle at WrestleMania this year. WrestleMania 29, the real WrestleMania 29, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But as far as this particular matchup, it's actually going to be a 20-man Rumble. And the winner gets to be the #1 contender for next season. But it depends on who wins the match, first and foremost. Alright, I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's see, who's a good example? Luigi. Now, Luigi's going to be retiring for 2013, but in 1998, he's all well and good because, well, he was there in 1998. So, yeah, he's going to be a part of the 1998 roster. So, if Luigi wins the Rumble here in WrestleMania 3, he's going to get a shot at the WWE Championship in 1998. But of course, if a superstar of today, say, for example, I don't know, Matthew Cole, like if he wins, then obviously he gets to challenge the world champion of 2013. So yeah, it's I know it's kind of difficult to, think about it, but once you see WWE 13 in action, you'll know what I mean when we get there. But all you should know is that whoever wins gets to be the #1 contender starting next season. So that's the main event of Day 5. And last, but definitely not least, the main event of WrestleMania overall and the main event of Day 6, but mainly overall. An Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship, and it will feature the Rumble winner, Zorro, his longtime arch nemesis, Capitan Monasterio, and then the WWE Champion, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, the WWE Champion, Joseph Kony. I cannot believe I'm saying that, but that's who the champion is. And then, oh yeah, so far that's 3. And then you have my arch nemesis, 10, his partner in crime, Danny Derpenzano, and me. That's right, I'm in there. And I get a chance to not only beat the crap out of 10 like he did last time, but I'm also going to deal with that cheap shot artist, Derpenzano. And as for you, Kony, I will see to it that I take you straight to hell. And as for Zorro and Capitan Monasterio, if you get in my way, I will see to it that I perform executive action all over you. I am playing for keeps, and I will not let anybody, especially you, 10, get in my way. And like I said, Kony, this issue between you and me is personal, and I intend to finish it. You started it with my dad, but I intend to finish it with you. I gotta calm down. But for everybody else, this is Deju22 signing off, saying goodbye, and stay tuned for WrestleMania 3. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun. Peace.